Imagine living in a time where simply holding a different belief could mean torture, public humiliation, or even death. This was the reality for many during the Inquisition, a powerful institution established by the Catholic Church in the 12th century to combat heresy. In other words, the Inquisition was the medieval equivalent of a relentless witch hunt, targeting anyone who dared to stray from orthodox beliefs. It's kind of like a dark chapter of history where fear and repression ruled, particularly during the notorious Spanish Inquisition, leaving an indelible mark on society and shaping the future of religious authority. The Inquisition was a significant institution in medieval Europe, established by the Catholic Church to combat heresy and maintain religious orthodoxy. Initiated in the 12th century, its methods and actions had a profound impact on European society, particularly through the Spanish Inquisition, which began in 1478. This historical period is marked by severe persecution, fear, and repression, but also by the consolidation of church authority and the creation of centralized inquisitorial procedures. The Inquisition was one of the most influential and feared institutions during the medieval period, wielding significant power over individuals and communities. Its primary goal was to eliminate heretical beliefs and ensure the dominance of Catholic doctrine. Established around 1184 by Pope Lucius III with the issuance of the papal bull Ad Abolendum, it set the framework for identifying and punishing heretics. The Inquisition developed detailed procedures for investigating and prosecuting suspected heretics, including trials that could last for months or years. Interrogations were conducted to extract confessions, often under extreme psychological pressure. Torture was officially sanctioned by Pope Innocent IV in 1252 with the bull Ad Extirpanda, and it became a common tool for extracting confessions. Those found guilty could be sentenced to public execution, typically by burning at the stake, to serve as a deterrent to others. The Spanish Inquisition, established in 1478 by King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile with papal approval, was aimed initially at ensuring the orthodoxy of converted Jews and Muslims. The Spanish Inquisition became infamous for its harsh methods and lack of mercy, leading to widespread fear. Known as conversos or new Christians, many Jews who had converted to Christianity were suspected of secretly practicing Judaism and were rigorously persecuted. Similarly, Muslims who had converted to Christianity, known as Moriscos, were also targeted for suspected clandestine Islamic practices. The actions of the Inquisition instilled a lasting atmosphere of fear among the populace, with people afraid of being accused and tortured. The Inquisition's stringent controls led to a period of intellectual and cultural repression, stifling dissent and alternative views. The Church's authority was reinforced as it rooted out heresy and punished dissenters, ensuring its dominance over religious matters. The Inquisition introduced systematic procedures for the investigation and trial of heretics, which became standardized across different regions. Many individuals who were innocent of any heresy were caught up in the Inquisition's net, leading to wrongful punishment and suffering. The methods employed caused significant physical pain and psychological trauma, with victims often experiencing lasting effects. Communities were permeated by mistrust, as neighbors and even family members could denounce one another to the Inquisition. The ultimate goal was to maintain the Church's influence over society, ensuring adherence to its doctrines and practices. The Inquisition's legacy is a mix of increased religious conformity and the dark stain of its brutal methods, reminding us of the complexities of religious and social control. To understand the Inquisition fully, it's important to know more about the history and the people involved. During medieval times, the Catholic Church was very powerful and felt threatened by groups with different beliefs. This led to the creation of the Inquisition. Pope Innocent III played a big role in starting the Inquisition, and Tomas de Torquemada, the first Grand Inquisitor of the Spanish Inquisition, became infamous for his cruelty. The Inquisition had detailed methods for finding and punishing heretics. This included long trials, interrogation, and torture. For example, Joan of Arc, who claimed to be guided by God, was tried and executed for heresy. The Albigensian Crusade against the Cathars also showed how far the Church would go to fight heresy. The Inquisition's impact was felt deeply by many communities. Jews and Muslims in Spain were especially targeted. Jews who converted to Christianity, called conversos, and Muslims who did the same, called Moriscos, were often accused of secretly practicing their old religions. This led to fear and suffering for many innocent people. The Inquisition also affected culture and learning, as many books and ideas were censored. Despite this, some people, like Bartolomé de las Casas, spoke out against the Inquisition's cruelty. Over time, the Inquisition's harsh methods and unjust practices led to its decline. The Enlightenment and reforms within the Church helped end the Inquisition by the early 19th century. Today, historians continue to study the Inquisition to understand its impact. It's often seen as a symbol of religious intolerance and brutality. This history teaches us that even in difficult times, there can be growth and change. If you're struggling today, remember that enduring challenges can make you stronger. There is no victory without pain, and hardships can lead to a brighter future. To fully grasp the impact and significance of the Inquisition, it is essential to delve deeper into the historical context and the intricate dynamics that shaped this powerful institution. The socio-political and religious landscape of medieval Europe was marked by intense upheaval and transformation. The Catholic Church, as the dominant religious authority, faced numerous threats from various heretical movements. These movements, which challenged the orthodox doctrines and practices of the Church, were seen as existential threats to its power and influence. It was within this context that the Inquisition emerged as a tool to preserve religious unity and orthodoxy. Key figures played crucial roles in the establishment and expansion of the Inquisition. Pope Innocent III, who reigned from 1198 to 1216, was instrumental in formalizing the procedures of the Inquisition. His papacy saw the issuance of decrees that outlined the methods and authority of inquisitors. Tomas de Torquemada, appointed as the first Grand Inquisitor of the Spanish Inquisition in 1483, became infamous for his severe and relentless pursuit of heretics. Torquemada's tenure was marked by widespread fear and brutal repression, cementing his legacy as one of the most notorious figures in the history of the Inquisition. Significant events and cases provide vivid illustrations of the Inquisition's reach and methods. The trial of Joan of Arc, conducted by an ecclesiastical court that included inquisitorial elements, is a poignant example. Joan, a young French peasant girl who claimed divine guidance in her efforts to liberate France from English domination, was accused of heresy and witchcraft. Her trial, which culminated in her execution by burning at the stake in 1431, highlighted the intersection of political and religious motives in inquisitorial proceedings. The Albigensian Crusade, launched in 1209 to suppress the Cathar heresy in southern France, had profound implications for the development of the Inquisition. The Cathars, who rejected the Catholic Church's teachings and hierarchy, were subjected to brutal military campaigns and inquisitorial persecution. This crusade not only demonstrated the Church's determination to eradicate heresy, but also set a precedent for the systematic use of inquisitorial procedures. The Inquisition's procedures and legal framework were meticulously designed to ensure the thorough investigation and prosecution of heretics. Inquisitors employed various methods to gather evidence, including the use of informants and the extraction of confessions through interrogation and torture. The notorious use of torture, sanctioned by Pope Innocent IV in the bull Ad Extirpanda in 1252, became a hallmark of inquisitorial practice. These procedures, while aimed at preserving religious orthodoxy, often resulted in severe physical and psychological suffering for the accused. The impact of the Inquisition on different communities was profound and far-reaching. The Jewish community, in particular, faced intense persecution during the Spanish Inquisition. Many Jews who had converted to Christianity, known as conversos, were suspected of secretly practicing Judaism and were subjected to rigorous scrutiny and punishment. The expulsion of Jews from Spain in 1492, mandated by the Alhambra Decree, was a direct consequence of the Inquisition's efforts to ensure religious conformity. Similarly, the Muslim community, especially the Moriscos, Muslims who had converted to Christianity, experienced severe repression. The Inquisition targeted Moriscos suspected of clandestinely practicing Islam, leading to widespread fear and forced conversions. The expulsion of the Moriscos from Spain in the early 17th century further exemplified the Inquisition's role in shaping the demographic and cultural landscape of the Iberian Peninsula. The Inquisition's influence extended beyond the realm of religion, permeating literature and the arts. The censorship imposed by the Inquisition stifled intellectual freedom and creativity. Many works deemed heretical or subversive were banned, and authors faced persecution for their ideas. Despite this, the period also inspired notable works that critiqued the Inquisition and highlighted its impact on society. Resistance and criticism of the Inquisition emerged from various quarters. Individuals and groups, both within and outside the Church, voiced their opposition to the harsh methods and unjust practices of the Inquisition. Figures such as Bartolomé de las Casas, a Spanish Dominican friar and historian, condemned the brutal treatment of indigenous peoples in the Americas and criticized the broader implications of inquisitorial persecution. The long-term effects and legacy of the Inquisition are complex and multifaceted. While it succeeded in reinforcing church authority and religious conformity, it also left a legacy of fear. In reflecting on the dark and tumultuous history of the Inquisition, we uncover not only a chapter of immense suffering and fear, but also one of profound lessons in resilience and transformation. Despite the harshest trials and tribulations, history teaches us that enduring hardship often paves the way to strength and growth. Each struggle, no matter how daunting, is an opportunity to rise above and emerge stronger. As we navigate our own challenges, let us remember that victory often comes only through perseverance and resilience. Just as the individuals and communities of the past endured and ultimately shaped a more compassionate future, so too can we find our way through adversity. Your struggles are not in vain. They are forging a path to your own personal triumphs and growth. Embrace your journey with courage and determination, knowing that every step forward, no matter how difficult, is a testament to your strength. Remember, there is no victory without pain, and every hardship you face is a step towards a brighter, stronger future. Thank you for joining us in exploring this profound chapter of history. If you found this discussion insightful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support fuels our commitment to bringing you meaningful stories and valuable lessons from the past. Keep striving, keep growing, and keep believing in your journey.